All right. Thank you everyone for joining us. My name is Prabha Raghavan, and I'm a volunteer at City Dogs and City Kitties Rescue. We are a rescue here in DC, founded in 2011. We have over 12,000 pets that we've managed to save. We don't really have a physical shelter, so all of our adoptable dogs and cats stay with our lovely fosters, some of whom you'll get to meet on this call. If you want to get to know more about us or check out our socials, you can find City Kitties at City Kitties DC on Instagram. You can find us at City Dogs Rescue City Kitties on YouTube and City Dogs Rescue on Facebook. Our website is citydogsrescuedc.org. If you want to donate to the rescue or to sponsor an animal's care, we would absolutely appreciate that. You also can connect with us to volunteer as a foster with the pets. Or with social media or marketing. And you can also reach out to us there if you want to adopt a dog or cat. Please feel free to ask us any questions throughout this process in our chats, wherever you're logging in from, and we will try to get you answers on the call. And if not, we will reach out to you by email later. Thank you so much. And with that, let's get started. Today we have about six foster cats that we're going to discuss. We will start with Cookie, who is fostered by Trevor. So go ahead, Trevor.
Yes, I have to figure out how to turn it around. Oh no, I've not ever really used it. Oh, it is no. How does it work to turn it around? This is embarrassing. Oh, here it is. There we go. There's Cookie. Um, First thing to know about Cookie is she purrs basically constantly. She's purring right now. She purrs while she gets picked up. She purrs even when I'm not sure she's even happy. She purrs all the time. She's very, very active. In addition to purring, well, when she's not purring, she's chirping. She's definitely a very talkative cat. As you can see, she's a tortie. I would say she's about 6 pounds. She's pretty tiny, just a little bit over 1 year old. But since I've had her for about 4 months, I don't think she's going to grow anymore. So she's about as big as she's going to be. She has really, really pretty eyes, as you can see there. She's a little sleepy right now. I guess it is sleepy time for a cat, but she does. Her two favorite toys are, well, three favorite toys are this rainbow wand. As you can see, like the little lure with the little, and then she loves when she's not being played with actively by us, she loves those little springs. Because you can see I have the kind of, oh, this is Kelsey.
Hi.
She's helping. Um, what else can we say about Cookie? She
She's fun.
she's very, very fun. You can't really see, but there are a bunch of smudge marks on my window because she likes to look at the stadium and chirp at the birds. As you can see, she's very playful.
Thank you so much for that, Trevor. Do you think you could maybe walk us through a typical day with Cookie?
Oh, okay. This it kind of depends on whether it's a work day or not. But she typically tries to wake up my girlfriend around 6. But Kelsey wakes up around 6 anyways, so she's waiting just outside the door. Kind of immediately gets playtime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meows for playtime.
Meows for playtime.
As soon as we wake up.
But and then she will usually hang out with Kelsey if Kelsey stays here. She's compared to any other cats that I've had, she sleeps the least, I would say. And she is so cute when you get home. She will just chirp, chirp, meow, meow, follow you around. Yeah.
Yeah, she likes attention.
She loves attention, yes. She has no issues with the litter box. She's an extremely easy, fun cat. Any other
Yeah. No, she sounds like a very like wonderful cat to just sort of hang out with and for anyone who's interested in having like an active cat.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know more about if Cookie's a type of cat who would get along with other cats or maybe even other dogs.
That's one of those things that I think you would want to discuss with the foster assistants. I believe she has the feline leukemia. But in terms of my guess on behaving well with other, she has had a
Yeah, she over Christmas, right? She went
she
and
was a
stayed.
she was a temp foster with a dog, another cat, and some kids. So I think she's fine. I just that's a good place to mention that I really think she'd be best off with a kind of a rambunctious family. If you can think maybe two kids and two dogs, that kind of thing. She likes attention and doesn't really um, well, I don't know that she doesn't like being alone, but she has a lot of fun with other mammals.
Mhm.
Funny stories for her. Um, Most recently gave me a heart attack because she got herself into the. I have like a washer dryer in a closet. She got herself into the dryer, and I accidentally closed the door. But she was just hanging out, having fun in the dryer.
Oh my God. Well, she sounds like a very adventurous
Yeah,
kitty to be, to have in your space. And it's I think lovely that she's the type of cat whose forever home or ideal forever home is one with a family with
yeah,
kids. So if anyone is looking for like another addition to their growing family and of course like is looking for someone who can keep their kids on their toes. I think Cookie would be the perfect addition. Please do reach out to us if you have any more questions about her. Thank you so much for your time, Trevor and Cookie. We appreciate it a lot. Next, we're going to move on to Melanie with Malin.
Hello. So this is Jane or Malin, but she goes by Jane as well. But yeah, she's a very chill cat. I would say she's shy at first. Kind of let her just relax and kind of explore the area, and then she'll get comfortable. And when she does, she's quiet at first, but then she'll meow and she'll want your attention. But for the most part, she's actually pretty independent, I would say. And I just love like just like her coat is just so pretty, and she's like such a cuddly cat.
So how old
Hi.
is Malin? And do you think you could tell us a little more about Jane, sorry, and what your
Hi,
ideal day with
baby.
her is like?
Yeah, she wakes up pretty early. I would say like around 7-ish. Oh, and then she would just I think sometimes she gets into like a little excited. "You okay, Papa? It's okay." She gets pretty excited. And then she like her tail would twitch and stuff like so. I just like feed her like wet food in the morning, and then at night, and then she just kind of just does her thing. And then when she wants attention, she'll come up to you. It's okay, baby. You okay? Oh, and she's 6 years old. Hi, Jing Jing. You good? There you go.
What kind of activities does she really like to engage in?
Oh, she does love to play. Once she's like comfortable, she does love to play. Right now, she's kind of just continuing to explore. And she loves to eat. She has like her favorite snacks. There's like the curly cues. Jamie, come here. Come here, Bubba. Come here, Jean.
Oh, she wants to play a little hide and seek.
Yeah, there you go, Bubby. Um, what else? Yeah, she just loves like she does love like the stringy ones. I have that on the outside, but like she does like to play with the strings. There you go. Definitely loves scratches, and yeah, and she's like very she gets very excited, and she's like she chirps a little bit too. Like she chirps in the beginning when she sees you, and then she will just constantly want scratchies. Yep, bubble.
But she sounds like a really cuddly cat.
Yeah, I would say she's a very chill cat too. So someone, I would say she probably would want like a calm environment. Um, so yeah, very curious as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
Very
She's been
curious.
exploring this whole space.
Hmm.
Well, what do you really think makes Jane special and, you know, an ideal cat for adopters?
I said the she's different from other cats that I've fostered, like because of the ways that she gets so excited when she sees you and her tail like twitches and she like does these little trills with her it's like not purring but like trills, and she'll do it for a bit and she'll just keep coming to you for pets. So I say she's like I would say she's independent, but when she wants to she'll come to you for attention. But yeah, she's just like a pretty chill cat.
And you mentioned earlier that she's pretty independent. Do you think that that means that she
Like
is kind of like an only cat, like needs to be an only cat, or do you think that she would get along or be chill with other
I
cats?
think it, yeah, I feel like because she's been okay with my resident cats. I mean, they're still trying to get along. But she's not aggressive in any sense that I could see. But like with any introduction, it's best to be slow with it. But yeah.
Okay. Can you describe her ideal home? I know you said that she needs like a calm environment, but you know, what would be her forever home?
I would say just be sure that she has like enough things to keep her stimulated. Like, she loves like looking out the window and like climbing and just exploring. Plenty of toys, but then she's also pretty comfortable just napping like most cats. But
Do you
yeah,
think
she's a very friendly cat.
that's so sweet. Do you think she'd get along best in a house with maybe like working professionals or, you know, just like maybe young couples who kind of like need like you know, just need like a 9 to 5 cat, you know, one that can sort of keep herself entertained.
Yeah, I think she can keep herself entertained. Um,
Okay.
Again, like she's independent. She's like a no fuss cat. So I think like if you want company, she's great for that.
No, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for your
Yeah.
time, Melanie and Jane. We are going to move on next to Elizabeth with Trish.
There's my video. Hi. I just put some food down for her to get her to come downstairs. This is Trish. She is about 2 years old and she weighs about 8.5 pounds. She has lots of energy. She loves to play. She's also very sociable. Here she is coming to climb on me. Um, I'm trying to think of what else to say.
Well, maybe you can start with Trisha's story. You know, how old is she? When did you get her? When did you start fostering her? And what was that? How has she sort of acclimatized to your space?
Sure. So I've been fostering her since the beginning of May. She settled in really well. She was purring as soon as before she even got fully out of the carrier, when I brought her home, and she very quickly, um, she wanted to explore the area. She's very friendly. I think she's a people person. She likes to be around the people, but she is also very good at entertaining herself. She's very playful, and then she'll zoom around the house and do lots of playing. And then when she finally calms down, she'll come and snuggle with you on the couch.
Well, that's really sweet. And what is Trisha's favorite thing to do in her day?
That's a good question. I mean, it's either eat or play. Like, what's her favorite thing to play with? We have a bunch of toys, and she likes to play with them all. She likes like this thing that has bells and feathers. She really likes. But she plays with balls and the little mice and um, all kinds of things. She's a pretty easy kitty.
Yeah, and tell us more about, what you think really stands out about her to you.
So I think she's one of the things that stands out to me is that she's not a timid cat. Like she started feeling at home here pretty quickly. When I've had people over, she's willing to meet the new people and come and sit on their laps, and she likes to explore the space and see what she can get into. And she's good at entertaining herself, but I think she also really likes having people around.
So, a social cat.
Yeah.
That sounds like a very promising cat for like a house with maybe a lot going on.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, maybe. I don't know if she's been tested with other cats. I think she would do what, sorry, I'm showing you the toys and not the cat. I think she would like to have another playful cat around. But I don't know for sure, obviously. But yeah, she has lots of energy, so anything to help her expend that energy, I think would be good.
what are there any, stories or anecdotes you can give us about like some of your favorite times with her?
So my favorite is when she finally just kind of chills out a little and comes and she'll like just lay on my chest and snuggle with me on the couch. Um, so I like to play with her, but I also like it when she gets into cuddle mode.
That's so sweet. That's
Yeah.
really sweet. And you've already kind of given us a sense of what her typical day looks like, but is there anything else you want to add about, you know, what she might be up to on a regular day?
Yeah, it's a little hard for me because I don't work from home anymore, so there's a good chunk of the day where I'm not here. But when I'm here, she's usually playing when I feel like when there's a person around, she wants to, you know, as soon as I get up in the morning or as soon as I come home, she's meowing and wanting to be by me. And then plays until she gets tired. She loves to eat. Um, and then she'll cuddle up. So yeah, I don't know what she does. It's a mystery to me what she does when I'm at work all day. I mean, coming home, I'll have cleaned up the kitchen. Well, she doesn't stay just in the kitchen anymore. She now has more or less free reign of the house. But I'll come home and I just picked up all these toys today, and when I come home from work tomorrow, I'm sure they'll be spread all over the house. So she's definitely finding ways to entertain herself.
Well, that's actually pretty promising for like a working family, like a working couple. Do you think she would do well with kids?
I think she might do well with older kids. I think she would need to be with kids who are old enough to know how to handle a cat. I don't know if I'd put her with toddlers. Sorry, I got lost track of where she went. Um, but yeah, I think she would do fine with older kids. I don't know about little ones. Um, but kids who have been, know what to expect from a cat, I think she would be fine with.
No, that's really important for everyone to know. So, potentially a family where, people are out of the house most of the day. She seems to be fine by herself. And she would do best with older kids and maybe potentially if tested with another cat. So that's a lot going on for Trish. She sounds like a joy to have, and her coloring is just so beautiful. You said that she loves food. Are there any treats or foods that you think we should know about that, we should have on hand when we're hanging out with Trish?
No, nothing in particular. I mean, I don't think we've gotten anything too special. She gets wet food every once in a while. And then I have the automatic feeder that gives her, so she'll come run in when she hears that food clink into the bowl. Um, yeah, nothing's too special.
Okay, so she's easygoing. That's what I'm getting from that.
Yeah, I
Not
think
very
so.
particular.
Yeah.
No, she sounds like a dream for any family. Just, to wrap this up, let's get one last bit about, what you think her ideal forever home would be like.
So I mean, I think she would be fine, absolutely fine with, people who work away from home. I think her ideal home would be someone who's home a little bit more. Not that, I think her ideal would be having a person around a little more than I'm around. But because she does like to be around people, she likes to play. I think she would, but maybe if there was another cat or something, the human presence might not be as important. Um, so yeah, she just wants someone to hang out with, I think.
Well, if you guys are looking for someone to hang out with, it looks like Trish is in the market for a new friend. So
Yeah.
please reach out to us, and thank you so much for introducing us to Trish, um, Elizabeth. And we're gonna head on next to Carrie with this cat has several names. Mai, Mama, and I think Lovebug now. So, Carrie, let's let you take it away.
She has gone through a lot of names because she's changed a lot since she's come to stay with me. This little girl was part of a cat colony, and I've been working with some TNR volunteers, and we trapped a bunch of them. And about a month ago, I ended up with 6 cats in my basement. And she is the one who's left. We've gotten most of them homes. This little girl spent about 3 days just under the bed, but it has just been lovely to watch her find her personality and learn to explore. And now that she's an inside cat, learn to have the energy to play. And she is just a perpetual motion machine and constantly purring and wants to be friends and get into everything. She had, like I said, she was originally sharing the basement with a bunch of other cats, and now she is the only one down here. I can't let her upstairs because I have a cranky old lady who barely tolerates other creatures, including me, and certainly wouldn't tolerate another cat. But this little girl just wants some company. She does have a bit of a weepy eye right now, but she's got eye drops that she hates, but are doing a great job of clearing it up pretty quickly. You gonna purr at all? You gonna purr? She's gonna be love. Yeah.
Oh. Well, tell us more about, what you really like about Lovebug and her personality.
She is incredibly sweet and very curious. She wants to help you with whatever you're doing. I made a terrible mistake the other day and gave her a little tiny piece of cheese from my sandwich. And now wants to check out everything I eat and see what it is. And it's been amazing, like I said, to watch her go from this little kitten who was afraid to come out from under the bed for a couple of days to this much more confident cat who wants to be in the middle of everything and just wants attention and never stops moving and loves to play and run around.
What a transformation. Tell us more about, Lovebug's like regular day. Just what does she do in a day? What is her schedule like? She seems like she's got a lot that she needs to investigate. So,
Well, right now, like I said, she is unfortunately in my basement for most of the day. So I spend a little bit of time with her before I go to work in the morning. And then when I come home from work, I'm able to close off my other cat into a room and let her upstairs and explore and wander around and check everything out and investigate if I've dared to move a piece of furniture or anything from the last time she was up there, has to check everything out. But really, she just likes to be with me as much as she can. So she wants company.
okay. And like how early does she get up in the morning and how late does she stay up at night?
Well, I leave for work at about 6:30 in the morning. So right now her morning is fairly early, but I have no idea what she does all day. I think she might nap because it is fairly quiet. So I think she would adjust easily to any schedule. But right now she does like to be fed and up early in the morning. Are you just gonna take that string and go walk away with it? Are you done? Are you done playing with me? Yeah, she she's learning about toys. We're trying to learn about cuddling. She's right now she likes to sit next to me, and we're working on sitting on laps.
Oh, that's so sweet. You said that, she came from a colony. Do you think that means that she would get along with other cats?
I think she would. Like I said, I was working with some TNR volunteers to try to identify which cats would be want to be the R of that and released back to the community, and which ones would be well suited to becoming pets. And this one and a couple of the other ones kept trying to sneak into my house before they were trapped. So it's like, okay, they want to be pets. So we've been getting them adopted. Two of the others, I believe, are fostered with City Kitties right now. Um, but she loves having company. For several weeks, it was her and two other cats sharing a good room, and then her and ow ow, those are claws in my hand. That's okay. That was a string. Um, she she loves. She's gotten along very well with all the other cats down here. I think it's just that my established cat is the grumpy old lady who doesn't do well with other cats.
I see. Well, do you think that I mean, just sort of going back to how old she is, do you think Lovebug is the kind of pet that, you'd want her to be adopted with another cat?
She got along. There's one other cat that she was good friends with, but I think that she would do fine either on her own if there are people who are there a fair bit, or if there's another animal. She does, like I said, she's gotten along very well with all the other cats she shared space with. She's was part of this cat colony outside, so there were a lot of other cats. She's used to being around other cats and lots of people. Um, and sorry, I'm getting distracted by the string here. I think she's about a year old, but it's hard to tell because, like I said, she was an outdoor kind of semi stray until she came here.
Okay, well that's really nice to hear. Let's sort of get a sense of what you think, from Lovebug's perspective, what would be her ideal forever home?
She wants to be with someone who is going to just pet and cuddle her and keep her company. Like I said, I think what she hates right now is being alone, but simply because of my schedule, I can't give her all the attention that she wants. Whether it's another cat to keep her company or people who are around, she definitely would like to have someone to play with her more than she's getting right now.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And thank you so much, Carrie, and thank you for being on this and for fostering Mama Madam My Love Bug. Um and whatever her name will be next, depending on how her personality changes. But anyone who's sort of looking for a sweet little cat from the little cat distribution system, I think you should reach out and inquire about Love Bug. The sooner you do it, the better. Thank you so much, Carrie. And we will now move on to Catherine, who has two very interesting guests over here.
Hi everyone, I'm Catherine. The cats that I have in front of you, this one, the tabby here is Jack, and the black and white cat is named Jill. And what's funny about these two is at first I was told that that the tabby here was actually Jill, and that the boy was actually the black and white. And funnily enough, I think must have gotten switched, but they're incredibly sweet cats with an estimated age of about 6 months old, although they're quite small, so it's possible that they could be a little bit younger, but I'm not a vet. As you can see, they are pretty ravenous for wet food at the moment. And they have been just very sweet cats who normally I would have them stay in their base camp for a lot longer to help them decompress. But these kittens were so playful, they were really ready to get out. And about, and I knew that because I could hear them banging against the door, believe it or not. But they're incredibly sweet and affectionate, not afraid of other people. They will come right up to you. This Jill in particular is incredibly affectionate, very high energy. She can leap despite the fact that she's so small. Um, she will turn anything into a toy, whether that be a wand toy or my shoes, um, or really anything that she can find, and loves to be cuddled right up to her human. Jack, the tabby here, is a little bit more reserved. Um, Definitely a beautiful cat. Um, but Jack, definitely, I would say, is very sweet, definitely cuddly as well. And I would say Jack grooms Jill quite a bit. I'm not sure if they're bonded yet, but they definitely groom each other and they do sleep and play together. But if they're, not together, they, don't certainly don't cry for each other, but incredibly sweet and affectionate cats. Um, when they first came to me, they had a little bit of the belly wobbles, but we've got them eating plenty of food now, and I've actually had to get more dry food because they're just ravenous for as much wet food as they can get. They would probably eat more than a can of the Waruva wet food if they could a piece. But as you can see, they are really, really into it. Um, but again, about 6 months old, I would say that they would definitely thrive in a household with another cat. They're definitely cat friendly. They don't show any kind of aggression whatsoever towards other cats. If anything, it's pretty clear they just want to play and get to know the other cat. But I would say that they would definitely need another playful cat in the household, um, because they just have enough kitten energy and need to rustle and wrestle about. But I don't know if there's any other questions I can answer.
Well, I feel like you've really given us a great overview of both Jack and Jill and a quirky little story about how they had started off being named differently. And so that's really like sweet to know. It's really nice to know that they get along with other cats. Do you think they might be, good with kids? What
I
kinds of households they might work with?
I think that they would do well with older kids. They do have some little, definitely they are 100% kitten. So they definitely have some little nibbly tendencies sometimes. But it's never usually hard. Um, that said, I definitely, would not want to leave them with, say, a 2-year-old who might, poke them or whatnot. But Jill is particularly affectionate and snuggly. If my cat Pippa is not in my lap or Paloma is not in my lap, this one is in my lap. Um, Jack is definitely a lap cat too, but I would say is more comfortable sitting next to you. Um, but Jack is definitely a cat that would need a playmate, I think, because he's definitely into wrestling and is usually the one to dominate Jill and play.
That's really cute to hear. And I guess it's just kind of like a really sweet deal to have both of them together if you can. Um, what other stories do you think you have that you could like, tell us about? Are there any favorite moments that you'd like to share?
Um, Let's see. Apart from the fact that, I knew that they had to get let out of the bathroom at the base camp early on because I could hear them running into the door and they were just quite literally bouncing off the walls. I could tell that they just wanted to run and play about. So they are both, 100% kitten. Right after eating, they're both, licking their paws and grooming themselves. But earlier on, we had to bribe them with food, but earlier on, they were super playful and running around. So I would say they definitely need a family that would play with them, um, and or another playmate or a young friendly cat.
That's really lovely to hear. They sound like a rambunctious little duo. And if they don't get adopted together, at least like, into a house with another cat each, I think that would be really nice and potentially could even do well with older kids. So, oh, look at her. Wait, is this the she or a he? I keep
So
getting.
this is Jill, the girl,
Oh, okay.
and then we have beautiful Jack, the
Yeah.
boy.
Oh, look at them. They're so
Yeah,
sweet. So
super soft.
thank you so much for sort of introducing us to Jack and Jill, Catherine. And I feel like you've given us a great overview and like insight into the kind of kittens that they are and the best kind of house for them. I really